Burchett from House Foreign Affairs. Congressman, it's good to see you again. Okay, now we have hit a first. The first casualties in the escalating conflict in the Red Sea. What do you make of 2 crew members killed in a Houthi missile strike on a cargo ship out of Barbados? This happened just off of southern Yemen today. What do you say, sir?
Well, it's a Greek-owned ship. It's a tragedy, of course, but you got to realize back in February, the Houthis had took the lives of 3 Americans as well. I think this just shows they're fearless, and we're funding it. That's the sad thing, Liz. You know, we're with these sanctions that Biden removed from Iran. They're pumping out record amounts of oil. I think they've done a million barrels a day to communist Red China. They're fearless. And what are we going to do? We'll probably write them a strong letter and warn them not to do it again. Yeah, reports are coming in. Iran has been exporting a record $90 billion worth of oil. Iran was reportedly going to move to seize an oil cargo tanker heading for Chevron. So those reports are coming in. Iran has been supplying the Houthis with drones, missiles, and more. What do you make of a U.S. Navy destroyer shooting down drones and a missile launched by Yemen's Houthi rebels? This happened toward the USS Carney in the Red Sea. So they're targeting U.S. Navy ships. What do you think? Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's open warfare on American ships and Americans, and we have to do that. I think that's sort of minor, really, of what really is going to end up happening, I'm afraid, because they, again, we're not answering with the proper responses. It used to be under Trump, you mess with America, we'd take out a lot more than you did. They've got, I think that, what did they have, 40 ships for hauling crude when Trump was in the White House, and now they've got close to 400. It's just a massive profit center for them. They're funding the Houthis. Of course, they're funding Hamas, and it's Iran, and we just let them get by with it.
Congressman, let's watch former President Trump. Listen to this.
We've watched our country take a great beating over the last 3 years, and nobody thought a thing like this would be possible. We wouldn't have Russia attacking Ukraine. We wouldn't have Israel being attacked. Iran, as you know, was broke. When I was running things, they were broke. They didn't have money for Hamas. They didn't have money for Hezbollah.
Your reaction, sir?
He's one of the few presidents in my lifetime that no new wars started under him, across the globe. And matter of fact, he ended them. We didn't have the problem. We didn't have China breathing down our neck. We didn't have Iran. They were, as the president said, they were busted. And under this White House, they've just opened those floodgates, and they've allowed them. The biggest proponent for Joe Biden ought to be Iran, because he's making them rich, and he's enriching all of the terrorists around the world that are constantly shooting at us. So we are, in effect, funding these terrorists that are shooting at our own men. And that's why, I keep saying 20 million Americans, so-called conservatives, decided to stay home last election cycle, and this is what we got. We got rid of Donald Trump, and we replaced him with an old man who honestly is so feeble and mentally incapable. I don't even know if he knows this stuff's even going on. His advisors have to be telling him something, but this is just beyond belief of the amount of profits we're allowing Iran to do and to use it against us. So,
the fifth of all traded oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz, right? Iran, again, is setting export records, selling $90 billion in U.S. sanctioned oil to places like China. This is according to the watchdog group United Against Nuclear Iran. But that report, final words, sir, highlighted the Biden White House's, quote, hesitance to enforce oil sanctions on Iran. How long can this go on?
Until Donald Trump is back in the White House, I expect. I think we're compromised at all levels on this thing. And the only people that aren't profiting are the American people. And unfortunately, it's just our enemies, and it's open game on Americans until Donald Trump gets back in the White House. I firmly believe that. This White House is incompetent, and I think tomorrow you'll just see more lies and fabrications.
Got it. Congressman Burchett, it's going to be rowdy tomorrow night. We're going to watch. Good to have you on.